If you are a chosen one, then eventually you're going to have a lot of people interested in your business. And you're being studied, you're being watched. People are watching you like a book. Now, it will just be a matter of time until people will start recognizing who you are. I'm not talking about this physical body, what you wear or where you live. It has nothing to do with that. It is just a matter of time until people will start recognizing who you are. It can take months, depending on where you are. It could take sometime years. But sometimes at some point along the journey, you're going to be revealed to people because you are meant to be revealed, okay? You wasn't meant to be kept hidden forever. You was meant to be revealed. But the revelation is going to depend on the circumstances because sometimes it can be a little bit dangerous to reveal you in advance or let's say earlier than necessary. Because sometimes you may be in an environment where you're dealing with a certain type of environment and it's not safe for you. So it could take you sometime years and you may be just simply, doing the regular things, eating, going to sleep and talking around with people, eating and moving around up and down and nobody even knows who you are. They just know your name, they know the clothes you wear, they know who you're dating, they know where you live, but they don't really know who you are. So the universe will prepare you for that big moment where they are going to become aware. They're going to be made aware of who you are energetically, or I could say on a spiritual level. So there will be that's going to be the moment where the whole dynamics will shift. So it's not going to be like business as usual. So the people that have been around you are going to start seeing you or watching you or trying to understand you in a different way. They're never ever going to be, the moment they realize you're a chosen one, they are never ever going to behave the same way that they used to do back in the days. So there will be a little bit of shift in energy. So you may sometimes experience an energy of like resentment or sometimes rejection or hatred, whereby sometimes you could have been in a home or you've been in a job place and now you're starting to see the energy shifted. People used to, everybody came around to work and everybody was like, oh, how are you? How was your day? And stuff like that. You was chatting a little bit. You had the breakfast together, things like that. And then they have started realizing who you are. And now what is really happening, they're kind of getting this, it's like a repellent. You're becoming a repellent. They are kind of agitated or irritated. They're like, so what is really going on with this person? This whole time they thought they knew you. But now they're starting to know you, like really, really know you in a different picture. So it's not the same picture that they used to know you before. So that is when now your friends are going to start to become haters. The people that once liked you, they're going to start hating you. You may start getting a lot of enemies, gossip in the corridors, smear campaigns, and stuff like that. So it's about the energy. The dynamics have shifted. Okay? A revelation has been made in that scenario, and people are now starting to see you for who you really, really are. They may fight around with this. So who does he think he is? Who does she think she? Does she think she knows this and that? Do they think they know that and stuff like that? So that's why now sometimes you start to experience that jealousy, kind of hatred energy around you. There will also be people who will like you, depending on their energy. But the thing is now, is like, for example, you're a book reader. I don't read a lot of books. But you may be a person who likes reading books, whatever, these novels and stuff like that. And you bought this book, okay? You was curious, you bought the book, and you read the first chapter. So eventually, you're curious about the next one. You finish the first one, okay, tomorrow I'm going to read the next chapter. You can't wait to wake up and read the next chapter. The same thing with movies and this series, the documentary you guys watch. You've watched the first one, so you're like, okay, you're curious about the next one. So you're now kind of in that energy. You cannot wait to see the next chapter of what happened from there. So that is going to be the same scenario that is going to play out if you know that you're a chosen one. Basically, you're going to meet people who are going to get kind of very, very curious. They are going to be like, okay, so now what is really going on? They want to study you. They want to understand you. It's very difficult to understand you. They thought they knew who you were, but now they're realizing that they never really knew you. You know, sometimes you might have, let's say, dated someone for a couple of years, and this whole time they thought they knew you because you spent a lot of time with them. But now they're starting to realize that they never really knew who you are on a spiritual level. You was a different breed altogether. So that is where now this thing kicks in, the curiosity. And basically, the first thing what they do, they kind of detach themselves from you. Okay, they may start walking away from you, running from you, hiding from you. Sometimes you may see them in the corridors. They may see you in the certain corner. They move the other way and stuff like that. They cannot really come into direct contact with you because they don't know what to expect. You know, they discover that you're a chosen person. Maybe they could figure out that you're a very emotional, intelligent person, and there's a different energy about you that they cannot really put a finger on. They don't know what it is, and it is what is really scaring them. So now what they do, they start to watch you behind the scenes. So maybe let's say, for example, you're doing something what I do, you're online, you have these Instagrams or whatever, TikToks, and you're doing things online. Or maybe you're teaching people, or maybe you've got something you've started on the side. You're always going to have people who are going to be watching you from the background, okay? They will never really make their presence be known. They'll be watching you from the background. If they cannot watch you directly, then they may send some people to watch you. You go and see what they are doing, you know, make some videos, take some photos and the things like that. They are really, really curious about your life. So it is because of the fear of the unknown. Because you see, once a person comes into that energy that they never really knew you, so now they're into this energy of they want to know you. Now it is going to become a very long race of curiosity where they will try to understand you, but they can't, you know, because you're trying to understand the person who is operating on a different timeline, okay? You're not really operating on this same timeline like everybody else. And I'm not saying this in an egotistical way because chosen people are not people with ego, okay? So I'm talking this from experience because I've already seen this thing. You don't have an ego. You like everybody. You're a genuine person. You love and stuff like that. And when people start to see you've got that kind of mysterious energy around you, so that's when now they are going to retreat and they will go behind the scenes and start watching you. So in some cases, you might even start having these stalkers and stuff like that following you around, and they want to watch what you're doing and stuff like that. They are studying you like a book. So sometimes they may wake up one day and they may think that, okay, so we figured out who they are. We figured out what they like. We figured out who they are and this and this. The next day, it is going to be a completely different shift. And you're going to take them back to square one because they are thinking that they are figuring out now that whatever they had thought they had figured out in the last couple of days, it is not what actually it is not what it was. They thought it was. So basically, in the next couple of days, they are seeing that you're now a different person. So a chosen person can be a person who is switching up energies, and sometimes because they're operating on a completely different timeline, a timeline that is only familiar to them, that only them can understand, or maybe sometimes other chosen one could understand. The regular, ordinary people around you, they are struggling to understand this. So they are going to study you like a book, okay? So sometimes you might also see cases where they may come up with different names, like with names, they may think this person probably they look like they're a witch because we don't understand how did they do this. Sometimes you might meet people and you say something. And as a chosen one, sometimes you're speaking directly to their souls. And they are feeling like, so how does this person know who they are without really knowing who they are, if that makes sense? You know what I mean? It feels like you're describing their entire life without having really been with them for some time. Even if you was with them, there could have been some things that they was never able to tell anyone else. And sometimes they run into you and you bringing these things out of the closet, bringing them in front of their face. So it is now when you see them starting to retreat because they're like, this person seems like they're a witch. So how did they know this? Or how did they figure this out and stuff like that? So they get a little bit very scared and intimidated with your energy. So they will now go and hide behind the scenes, behind the closets, and they're going to start watching you from behind the scenes, and they're going to study you. So you best believe as a chosen one that wherever you go, wherever you are, whatever you do, it doesn't matter what you want to do for the particular day, you're always going to have people who are monitoring you and watching you behind the scenes. So that is where now the people that you once knew are going to become monitoring spirits. So you guys might have had a lot of chosen people who have usually distanced themselves from so many people because they now see there's a different energy that they are showing them, So they're like, this person looks like they're a hater. You used to think that there was they liked you or there was in your corner or something like that, but now you're seeing them, they have switched into the energy of a hater. They have excluded you from gatherings, meetings. They are no longer calling you. They're no longer showing up much, really. They are behind the scenes watching and stuff like that. Even if they come, you may see them saying a word or two, and then they're going to vanish and disappear. That is because they cannot stand your energy. So a chosen person has got that energy that is not really going to be liked by everybody, okay? It is only the people that are at your frequency are really going to appreciate that energy. Or sometimes the people that I could say your soul tribe, the tribe that really resonates with your soul, they're the ones who are going to be in your corner. But other people are going to move away from you, okay? So you do not be surprised when you see, you start experiencing a certain level of loneliness. It's a little bit quiet in your life. People are not showing up. Nobody's calling around, nobody's visiting and stuff like that. They are there. Those people, they are still there in the background. They are there in the woodwork somewhere, hiding behind the trees. And they are watching you from a distance, Sometimes they're even taking notes, what is going on. They're calling people, oh, today we saw him doing this, we saw her doing that. But they're not coming out to make their presence be known. So they are studying you, okay? They are trying to figure you out. They're trying to know what you're all about because now they're realizing that there is something about you they do not understand. It is very intimidating, scary, and irritating at the same time because they have never encountered anybody like you, okay? That part of you that they thought they knew, it was actually far from the truth. It was not even close. And it feels like you're bringing them back to square one, okay? Bringing them back to the beginning. Listen, guys, it's like you're telling them that, listen, you didn't really know who I am. And now they're starting to say, okay, now if we didn't know who you are, so who are you for this matter? They're not going to ask you this. So they're going to run behind the scenes and starting watching you from the woodworks. And they're going to be taking notes. They're going to be watching everything. So you just need to understand, chosen ones, that you are being watched, okay? So if you identify yourself as a chosen individual, you have a lot of monitoring spirits watching you. They are kind of trying to figure things out, what is going on. Sometimes you may run into people who are going to tell you that so-and-so told us this or so-and-so told us that, and it's not going to be even very close to the truth. It's always going to be lies, and certain people that even you once knew, that was close to you, they are going to start smearing your name behind the scenes, talking a lot of rubbish about behind your back. And you're going to be surprised because those are the people that was close to you. You couldn't expect they would ever even sometimes betray you. Yes, they did betray you. That is because they found out that you were a chosen one, okay? So people fear what they do not know. And people also fear what they cannot understand. However much they think or they try to understand you, it is making them more confused. It is getting them more irritated. They cannot really know who you are. They don't. Even sometimes your family members are going to be extremely scared about you, scared of you. They don't know what to call you. They don't know if you are mysterious, strange, or they don't know if you are insane, or they don't know if you're crazy. They don't know if you're a witch or you're a wizard. They don't know who you are. They are trying to put a name to you, but all the names they are trying to put do not fit. So they are finding all these different names to call you because it is going to make them comfortable. But whenever they think or feel they have come up with this name, they're going to realize that it's very far from the truth. And it's going to bring them back to square one. So that is what happens when you're dealing with a chosen person. People, they are always going to watch you like a book. They are going to study you like a book. So I'm very sure that many of you guys are familiar with this scenario. Let us know if this has happened to you in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Denzel was signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.